back to space. With everything that's going on in the world, I thought we would make something rather fun. This is going to be a video that you can hop on and just chill and stop worrying about the outside world for 5, 6, or 7 minutes. I don't know how long these videos are. I tend to overtalk. Anyways, today we're going to talk about 10 space facts that will blow your mind, or that are out of this world, or that are astronomically crazy. I can't think of another one, so let's get started. All right, let's start with number 1. Space is completely silent. You know when you're feeling some type of way and then it gets really quiet and your ears hurt? Imagine that, but all the time. There is no atmosphere in space, which means that the sound has no way to travel, to be heard. Astronauts obviously use radios to stay in communication in space. Duh. But this often makes me think of the old, if a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? So, if an astronaut falls in space and no one is around to hear it, did the astronaut actually fall? Take that, philosopher George Berkeley! And yeah, I did have to Google who created that phrase. 2. Okay, what's the hottest planet in our solar system, you may ask? Well, funny enough, you asked and I have the answer. It's Venus! Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system, and it has an average surface temp of around 842 degrees Fahrenheit. Holy shit! That is hot. I get burned walking down the street at 70 degrees. But you know what's weird about it? Venus isn't even the closest planet to the sun. Mercury is the closest to the sun, but it has, again, no atmosphere to regulate temperatures. It's pretty much a large amount of temperature fluctuation. Number 3, a full NASA suit costs $12 million. Oh my God. And I thought my shopping sprees were bad. I hope they hang them up and treat them right. And the next one, the footprints on the moon, the ones that our Apollo astronauts made, those will be there forever. Forever. Not really forever, but for about 100 million years. Because as per our fun fact number 2, the moon also has no atmosphere, which means there is no wind to erode the surface and no water to wash away the footprints. So again, it will be there forever. I so enjoy saying that. Number 5, halfway there, folks. Do you ever lay in bed at night and wonder, how long is a day on Venus? Well, you can rest easy now because I have an answer for you. Due to my immense amounts of Googling, one day on Venus is longer than one whole year on Earth. Venus has a slow axis rotation, which takes 243 Earth days to complete its day. My God, maybe that's what happened this past March because, whew, that was a long month. Here's one that will blow your mind. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all the beaches on Earth. That's at least 1 billion trillion. My question is this: who has counted all the grains of sand on the beaches, huh? What kind of job is that? I need answers here. But really, the sheer size of space makes it impossible to accurately predict just how many stars we have. Now, scientists and astronomers use the number of stars in our galaxy, the Milky Way, to estimate. And that number is between 200 to 400 billion stars. And there are estimated to be billions of galaxies, so the stars in space really are impossible to account for. Okay, y'all, this one is crazy. If 2 pieces of the same type of metal touch in space, they will permanently bond. This is known as cold welding, and it happens because the atoms of 2 pieces of metal have no way of knowing they are separate. This doesn't happen on Earth because the air and water found between the pieces. Can you imagine being a type of metal and bonding with another metal you thought you were similar to, but then you're stuck for life together? Talk about catfishing. Our number 8 fact, Houston, we have a problem, and it's called space junk. This is any human-made object orbiting Earth that no longer serves a useful purpose. Scientists estimate there are about 500,000 pieces of junk floating around Earth orbiting, including defunct satellites, rocket boosters, nuts and bolts, all of which pose a substantial threat to astronauts and spacecrafts. I could make a whole video about this, and you know what? Maybe I will. But for now, let's move on. I love sunsets. I also love the color blue. So that takes us to our number 9 fact of the day. The sunsets on Mars appear blue. Mars' atmosphere is very tenuous. Its pressure is equivalent to about 1% of Earth's, and it's made of carbon dioxide that has a lot of dust. This fine dust, so fine, tends to scatter red light so that the sky appears reddish, which lets the blue light through. On Earth, it is the other way around. Blue light bounces off air molecules, giving our sky its characteristic hue. And for our last and final fact of the day, this one hurts my head just thinking about it. Okay, guys, let's talk. The universe is expanding. So I thought I had a balloon, but I don't, but just bear with me. Okay, so think about this. I draw two little dots on a balloon, and the galaxies are these dots on said non-existent balloon. So when you inflate the balloon, the distance between the dots or galaxies will increase. This means that the galaxies outside of our own are moving away from us, and the ones that are the farthest away are moving the fastest. This means that no matter what galaxy you happen to be in, all the other galaxies are moving away from you. However, the galaxies are not moving through space, they are moving in space because space is also moving. What? In other words, the universe has no center. Everything is moving away from everything else. If you can imagine a grid of space with a galaxy every million light years or so, after enough time passes, this grid will stretch out and out so that the galaxies are spread to every 2 million light years, and so on, and possibly to infinity. Wow, did your mind also expand/explode? Same. Okay guys, leave a comment about your favorite space fact. I hope that the next time you're at a bar, whenever you can actually go to a bar again, you can say, hey, you're attractive. Did you know that the universe is expanding? I hear that is the best pickup line of 2020. I know you guys may be looking at this and thinking, dang, that's a nice hat. I want to wear that on my hike with my dog. Well, you know what, guys? You can. You can rep the Back to Space swag every day if you want to, though I do suggest washing it every once in a while. Anyways, be sure to go ahead and click backtospace.com/store. Backtospace.com/store. And you too can look as cool as this. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Share this with your friends. Share this with your mom. Share this with your dog, because everyone wants something that's a little lighthearted in these crazy times.